Day 36 in a third world prison. Managing the abuser was horrifying. I knew I was dealing with someone completely out of control, but I did not know really what that meant at the time. I was aware that he was crossing the line of acceptable behavior during our relationship, but he would go so far, and it was frightening. I realized he really didn't care who he hurts as long as he gets what he wants. He felt relentless to just focus on getting what he wants no matter what. It was like watching a horror movie, but unfortunately, I was living in it. I was a part of it. I don't think that this man has ever been held responsible for his deviant behavior. I mean, his parents told me they did not discipline him growing up, and he's a very spoiled person. At some point, they even apologized to me and told me, "We are so sorry. He is this way because we let him get away with misbehavior. We never held him accountable." It angered me when they told me that, because now, as an adult person, he is who he is, and he is harming people, destroying people's lives, manipulating at such an incredibly frightening level. His behavior is like a villain. It's so frightening that my daughter is alone with that man. I feel like it's my fault. I just didn't really understand what was going on when I was living through 3 years of abuse. I didn't understand how to truly maintain my boundaries, even though I would state these are my boundaries. I wish I had just run, locked the door, and blown it up and never come back to him. I had no idea truly what this man is. So, starting at approximately week 6 in a third world prison, I got a copy of this book, Journey to Freedom, by Scott Reel. He is an author that works out of the YMCA in Tennessee. And I was just so grateful that I got an opportunity to read through this book and complete the journal prompts. There's approximately 36 days total in journal prompts. I started basically when I had approximately, I think, 25 days left in this third world prison. So I had a lot of catching up to do in order to finish it in time before I had to leave. At the time, I didn't realize that they would allow me to take this copy with me. But it was just a really lovely book where you start your journey to freedom. You look at the hidden prisons, life controlling issues. You start creating the space for change, hope for restoration, overcoming obstacles, and then finishing strong with a personal commitment to an action plan that will transform your life towards a life truly of freedom, which it's a Christian-based path to freedom. So I got an opportunity to do this book, and I just wanted to read a little bit of some of the things that I journaled. So on day 5, I read about the gift of feelings. And they talk about your mind, your spirit, and your body. And so I'm just going to read really quickly. So mind is your imagination. When you're able to focus on the internal desires that you have that lead to a full life. Having the courageous willingness to make visions of the heart that match your desires on what your goals, your internal goals are, and then making your desires greater than your pain. They talk about spirit in their explanation of spirit, recognizing that shame is toxic and accepting it as your identity is as if you are flawed or defective creates pain. They talk about body. A happy life requires fitness, physical activity. And as a yoga teacher, I wholeheartedly agree. So we start delving into feelings. And this chapter in day 5, it talks about it's important to take time to allow yourself to feel, staying with your feelings, no matter how uncomfortable they are. Feeling sadness, allowing yourself to feel fear, feel loneliness. If you suppress it, it leads to anxiety, depression, isolation, and confusion. And unfortunately, that turns on addictive behaviors in this attempt to run away from your true feelings in order to numb yourself. And so it talks about when you can truly sit with your feelings, listen to the voice of the heart, then you are truly on the path to freedom. Blocking your feelings leads to blocking the ability to truly live life, and you have essentially an incomplete life as a result of it. So I want to talk about healthy feelings. And this book talks about healthy feelings. So I'll just grab a few. I won't read all of them. There's about 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 feelings that they talk about that are considered healthy. So I'll pick gladness. So gladness is when you allow yourself to feel. You live from the heart, and you're proving to the heart that hope is truth. Healthy shame. Healthy shame humbles you. You are open to seek help because you understand that you and I do not control everything. Healthy shame allows you to maintain humility and mercy. Healthy fear. So, healthy fear is when you are able to hold yourself accountable and take actions that are wise. So it awakens that internal awareness of danger and presents an opportunity to becoming more wise. I'm going to bring up one more, anger. So touching on your passions. So healthy anger drives us towards action and reform. And what does that do? It allows you to have a hunger for life. So basically, they delve into what is healthy pain, healthy loneliness, what's a healthy expression of sadness, and then, as I mentioned, anger, fear, gladness, but they also talk about healthy guilt. And healthy guilt brings about the opportunity to ask for forgiveness. Now, I want to share what the journal, this book talks about in terms of unhealthy feelings. When you're connected to your heart, you're allowed to feel, and that is the path to live true freedom. It allows you to live a full life. There's no space for addiction, avoidant behavior. Now, unhealthy feelings is when you don't live authentically. Here are a few examples of unhealthy feelings. Toxic shame. That's when you identify with that feeling of shame, and you believe that you are flawed or defective, and results in constant condemnation and criticism. Unhealthy happiness, or a form of being in a state of just looking for entertainment. It's a manufactured happiness that leads you to just run after temporary pleasures, and it's not truly fulfilling. Another example of toxic shame is pride. When you don't feel guilt and you blame others, you don't look towards forgiveness, and you claim everyone is bad but you.